everyone, I'm here to do my June wrap-up, and this month I've read a total of 7 books, and I will start with the order I read them in. The first one that I read this month is Darkness Visible by William Styron, and this is a book about a man who has clinical depression and just kind of his journey through it, and it's a really short book, so anyone who's interested in psychology or is taking psychology classes, I definitely recommend it. It's a really good book. I think I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, maybe 4, I'm not sure. It's on my Goodreads, so I'll link my Goodreads in the bottom bar. And the next book I read was the first book in the Infernal Devices series, ClockWork Angel, and this is by Cassandra, Clare. And it was a pretty good book. It took me a little while to get through. I know a lot of people said they really liked this series, but for some reason the first book just took me a long time to get through it. But after I did, I enjoyed it. So it's a pretty good book. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I'm not completely sure, but I think that's what I gave it. And the next book I read is the first book in the Wolves of Mercy's Fall series, and that is Shiver. And I really like this series. The only thing I dislike about it is the way it's written. I do not like her writing style. It's almost like a teenager writing it. I'm just unsure about it, but it's a good story premise. So the book itself is really good. And this is by Maggie Steifvater. I think that's how you say her name. It's a really good series though. Lots of romance. It's nice. And right after that I read Linger because I found them in the used bookstore together, so I decided to buy both. And I liked the second book a lot better than the first one. It was more fast-paced, it was more interesting, I just overall liked it a lot better. So I definitely recommend this series. And the next book I read was The Beast of Noor, and this is by Janet Lee Carey, and it's a high fantasy book, and it's about, I want to say, 500 something pages. It's 494 pages, so it is a longer book, but it's really good. I think it's young adult, but to me it seemed a little middle grade other than the violence. It was more written for like kids of ages probably 8 to 12 to maybe 13, but not much more than that because there was no real anything else other than the fantasy aspect to it and just the way it was written. But I enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was a really good book. And then I read ClockWork Prince, which is the second book in the Infernal Devices series. And this was really good, especially towards the end. It was amazing. I read it really fast towards the end. It deals with the same characters as the first book in the series. It doesn't switch over or anything, so that was nice, and I think I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. And the last book that I read this month, which technically I finished 2 days ago, so if you want to get technical, I finished it in July, but I'm including it in my June one because it's too, I don't know, I was reading it in June. So it's Black Chalk by Alla, and this was an arc sent to me from a Goodreads giveaway, and it's about a school shooting in, I think in England. It's in the Oxfordshire countryside, which I think is in England. I'm not completely sure. But anyways, it's about a boy who is friends with the shooter and how he deals with being the only one that survives. So it's a really good book, really sad. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars just because the ending just to me wasn't anything special. It just kind of ruined the book almost, the ending. Yeah, but I'll do a further in-depth review on that. But other than that, I liked it. It's a shorter book. It's only 315 pages, so it's not that bad. And that is all I read this month. And this is going to be my to be read for July video, and I have 3 books picked out that I'm definitely planning on reading in July, and then I have my little to be read container with all the books I have not read yet and probably should. So we'll start out with the ones I already chose. And the first one is the sequel to Generation Dead, and that is The Kiss of Life. And it's by Daniel Waters, and it's just the sequel to Generation Dead, just what happens afterwards. So it should be a fun read, because Generation Dead was pretty good. And next choice I have is Sisters Red, and this is by Jackson Pearce. And I've heard a lot about this, so I'm really looking forward to reading it, because I love fairy tale books, so seeing a rendition on that should be fun. And the cover is cool. I like the cover a lot. And the last book I picked out, which is a classic that I found in a used bookstore, and it was a pretty version, so I had to get it, is The Secret Garden, because I've never actually read this. And even in my childhood, I didn't read it, and I'm surprised I didn't, so I'm going to. But look how pretty the cover is on this. It's so pretty, and that's what the back looks like. It's so pretty. And I love the, under the dust jacket, the cover. It just has like little things on it. I don't know, it's just really cute, and I've read a portion of it on my e-reader, so I already know what kind of it's like, so I'm going to read that. Oh, and that's by Frances Hodgson Burnett. And now for the to be read bucket thing. And these are all of the books. I do like it. It's a little Hello Kitty box. I think it's cute. So close my eyes. Pulling one out. 2 came out. No, 1 came out. Oh. And it's, I don't know if you can read that, it's The Alchemist's Daughter by Katharine McMahon. I think that's how you say it. But that's the one I'll be reading this month apparently. So I will go get that and show it to you. This is The Alchemist's Daughter, and it's kind of a big book, not really. I guess it's like, what, 300 pages? 331, so it should be doable. So apparently I'll be also reading this month, and we'll see how this goes, because I've never actually planned the books I'm going to read before. It just kind of, I usually go with the flow. So we're going to see how this works. So I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you would like a review on any of the books that I read in June, just let me know and comment below. And I will see you later. Bye.